You ever notice how you can see clearly? You can know exactly what needs to be said, but then when you get in front of people, your voice disappears? That is not shyness more than it is an unspoken battle between your spirit and your silence. The throat chakra, the Vishuddha, isn't just about talking. It's about embodying truth wherever you go. See, it's one thing to be clear in prayer, but it's another thing to be clear in a room full of family, co-workers, or leadership. And that's where most of us lose our voice. The throat chakra sits right here. It's not necessarily in a physical place. This is in your spiritual body. So crown chakra, some say right above your head, some people say right here on your head. In your spiritual body, your third eye in between your eyebrows in this part of your spiritual body. And then in the center of your throat is your throat chakra. The throat chakra is your spiritual microphone. It is the microphone of your life. So if your throat chakra is not healthy, you are muted. The ancient term for throat chakra is the Vishuddha, which means purification. The throat chakra is the space where the truth gets a sound. Now, the crown is the Sahasrara. That's what connects you to God. The third eye, the Anja, is your perception or reception, what you get from God. And then the Vishuddha, the throat chakra, it gives that truth a voice. So I receive from God in my crown, I interpret it in my third eye, but I give it sound, I give it voice from my throat chakra. Now, interesting enough, the throat chakra also gives sound bottom up. We're working top down. So we might have to come back to the throat chakra when we talk about the heart chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root, all right? But let's just stick where we're at right now. When this energy center, because chakras are energy centers, when this energy center is open and healthy, your voice carries weight. What does that mean? Have you ever been in a room trying to talk and nobody's hearing you? Even amongst friends, everybody's talking and you want to add to the conversation and they talk right over you. Maybe your voice don't have enough weight. When your throat chakra is blocked, your silence can feel like a prison. You're voiceless, and that voicelessness is like a prison where you cannot express yourself. Let's talk about the consciousness connection in this, because we've been teaching the chakras in tandem with states of consciousness. The superconscious is your crown, is where you receive divine truth. The third eye, the Anja, is your subconscious, where you process and perceive the truth. Crown, I receive the truth. The third eye is where I process and perceive the truth. Then the throat is conscious, is where you speak and live the truth. So I receive the truth with my crown. I perceive the truth with my third eye, but I speak the truth with my throat. Superconscious, subconscious, conscious. Now, in a real world transition, here's how it works. You can hear from God clearly, or you can get this impression that here's what we need to do, and still stay silent when it's time to speak up. That is the importance of the throat chakra, high level working down. Okay, we're going to work back up. I'm going to come back to the throat chakra, working back up from heart to throat, but we're just going from crown, third eye, throat right now. None of this has anything to do with the lack of discernment. It's really because your throat chakra hasn't caught up to your crown or your third eye yet. Let me tell you what this looks like in real life. You've been really working on yourself. You've been doing a lot of meditation, a lot of prayer. You've really just been locked in. And then let's just say you're off on Wednesday, you're meeting your girls, your good friends, girls or guys, out in the bar. And you spent all day reading, praying, and meditating and listening to your favorite YouTube, and it's all the things of the things. And then you go hang out with your friends at the bar. And before you know it, you say something a little out of pocket. And you be like, girl, you know I'm stupid. I don't catch on quick. And you feel yourself like, it's not true. Why did I say it? Why did I play myself like that? And I believe there are a lot of you all who have a very healthy, developed crown and third eye. You have not caught your throat up with what you're receiving and perceiving. So you talk down on yourself. You stumble over your words. You're in a group of people and you know exactly what needs to be said. And then you raise your hand to say it. And then you stumble over it like you don't know what's going on. Like, why every time I open my mouth, I'm coming out like I'm dumb and I know I'm not dumb? Throat chakra. And I want to encourage you all to allow your throat chakra to catch up with your receptor and perception. You are not dumb. That dude walked in the room and you know he ain't no good. You discerned it and you perceived it quick. Stop playing yourself from dumb. Catch your throat up. Catch your communication up with your spiritual sensitivity. If you want the rest of this teaching where I walk through how to use your voice with family, business, ministry, and wherever else, that's inside of Sacred Space. Click the Linktree link below and join us. What does a healthy throat look like? A healthy throat chakra look like? When your Vishuddha is healthy, you speak truth without apology, but with compassion. Heart chakra, but we'll go over that later. When your throat chakra is healthy, your truth stops coming with an apology. Now, let me tell y'all where I'm at in this, because I'm often in circles that are not necessarily in alignment with me. And sometimes I find myself speaking truth with now, I think different. I'm in that other stuff. And what I am coming into alignment with is I have no business downplaying the depth of my knowledge. If my knowledge makes you uncomfortable, that's not my fault. So if I speak my truth and how I practice my spirituality, it should not come with a degrading preface. Are y'all understand what I'm saying? Same for you. When you speak, you should not have to preface everything you say. I don't mean no harm, but I'm not trying to disturb the room. And I'm being dramatic, but you know what I'm saying. The weight of your voice should make room for you. No more preface. Show up as you are. I do tarot cards. My belief systems are very much not traditional Christian. I read different things. I practice different things. But at the same time, I have to be okay being. I am going to stop communicating otherwise. You speak truth without apology, but with compassion. So there's some of you who probably need to pull back a little bit because your throat chakra is overreact. And there's some of you that need to lean in a little bit because your throat chakra is underreact. Who controls that? You do. And we're going to go over that in a bit. Number 2, you set boundaries without guilt. Can me and the kids come stay in your house this weekend? We're visiting town. Sure you can. But the last time your kids all on the couch, and I don't like people sitting in that room, make sure that your kids do not go in the formal living room, and make sure they take off their shoes when they come in the house. Number 3, you use your voice to shift rooms. When your throat chakra is healthy, your voice shifts rooms. You prayed for clarity and got it. You received vision and held it. Now it's time to speak it. Inside of Sacred Space, I'm teaching you how to align your crown, third eye, and throat, so your revelation turns into real life influence. So click the Linktree link in the video description box and step into the room where revelation meets purpose and power. This is why I get into this kind of stuff, because if we truly become conscious of the voice that shifts room in us, it don't matter how educated the room is. If you're a woman, it could be in a room full of men. It could be a room full of white folk or folks that believe different than you. And you speak and the room shifts. It could be with your family and it's a whole bunch of confusion going on. And you speak and the room shifts because you have practiced making your throat chakra healthy. Now, let me say this as a side note. I want to encourage you all, discontinue putting your voice on everything. A lot of us, our voice has stopped shifting rooms because our voice is overheard. I must reserve my voice for times when the room needs to be shifted. I should not lend my voice every time something goes down and a certain person's name is mentioned. Why? Because my voice will lose its power. And one of the mistakes I made that made this so clear to me was the last time I confronted a content creator and I used my voice. And after that live, I even had an enemy send me some money. Like, thank you for your truth, man. Like, nigga, you blocked me. Why are you sending me cash apps? But in my heart, I knew you're overusing your voice. You're not using your voice right. And I want to ask you all, do you know the purpose behind your voice? Or do you just use it whenever something hits you? See, the purpose behind my voice is to bring safety and peace and consciousness to the masses. I found myself using my voice to get people told, out of alignment, out of alignment, out of alignment, not in alignment, unhealthy throat chakra. If I remain quiet, the moment I finally decide to speak, everybody gonna listen. What am I saying? I want to encourage you, stop putting your voice on everything. Repeat after me. My voice shifts rooms. Say it again. My voice shifts rooms. Say it again. My voice shifts rooms. Say it one more time. My voice shifts rooms. Just one more time, and then we'll stop. My voice shifts rooms. When I speak, everybody must listen. So I do not lend my voice to everything. Only when it is aligned to my purpose. You've already got the vision and the connection. Now it's time for the expression. The throat chakra isn't just about speaking, it's about showing up, because the world can't change if the truth stays trapped in your throat. For the full lesson and teachings like this, join Sacred Space. The Linktree link is in the video description box connected to this video. If you enjoyed this, comment the thing that stuck out to you the most and share it with someone that you feel could benefit from it as well. Most of all, like it and subscribe so this message can get out and touch the world. Until the next time, be blessed. Bye.